Recording. So welcome everyone to our Lunch and Learn. It's Friday, April 7th, and we're really excited that you've tuned in to join us. We've got some really exciting news to share with all of you and some tips, and here to answer your questions as well. So first I wanted to just get started with congratulating everybody on an awesome March. We have some top sellers on the call with us. I'm not going to go through all of that because there's only a few of us, and I don't know everyone's stats from Leisha's organization. But Leisha's out in Seattle right now doing a awesome leader retreat with Mandy O'Halloran. So once you become leader here at Wild Tree, we do have really fun trainings. We do a retreat every year. We do some great things at conferences. We get to go to leadership summits. So look forward to that as you transition to leader at Wild Tree. But one of the first things I wanted to share with all of you is the excitement around Wild Tree 2.0. We are really excited that Wild Tree is kind of revamping and rebranding itself through from the top down. Really at home office, they're really working on some great projects and really going to bring some new excitement to our businesses and really make sure that we are making the most income here at Wild Tree. So we've kind of coined it Wild Tree 2.0. We're getting an upgrade, and with that upgrade comes some exciting things. One of the first exciting things that I'm allowed to share with you right now is that Wild Tree's getting a new phone system. Actually, they've already purchased it. They did about a $20,000 upgrade to its phone system. So now they have the capability to do things like get into your computer and share the screen with you, to fix some of your technical issues. They have the ability to monitor our phone calls so that they can put certain things into categories so that they know what most of the calls and issues are, where they didn't really have that kind of tracking before. They have that capability now, and they just are able to get the calls done more quickly and efficiently, making the call times a lot shorter and more easily accessible to everybody. So that's really exciting. They are also rolling out with some really, really neat projects and incentives and just new technologies is basically all I can say, moving forward into the late spring and early summer months. So just realize that Wild Tree is headed in the right direction, and Wild Tree 2.0 is going to be, you couldn't have been in Wild Tree at a better time. This is really a really great time to be in Wild Tree because of the new things that are coming. What I wanted to share with all of you first, if you have a calendar or a notebook handy, you may need to take a little bit of notes and write a couple of things down. But this is recorded, so you could always listen to the playback as well. But we're really excited, especially if you're new around here, to, hey!
Hello!
Moment to say hey.
I was like, who's that waving really far away?
Hi, Nicole! We had a group just join us in Arkansas, right?
Yes.
We've got a group of 4 or 5 ladies in Arkansas who just joined us. So perfect timing, because I was just going to go into, some of you that were on the leader call already heard this, but I was just going to open this up to all of the representatives in our organization as well. So we are rolling out with a really awesome training series. It's a 5-call training series. That is for the brand new rep, if you're very, very brand spanking new around here, to if you're super seasoned around here. So those calls are going to be really highly effective trainings, and they are going to start next week. So we don't have the exact time and day for your specific training, because that's really up to your upline leader. So if you're Jacqueline Strominger's leader, or Jacqueline Kennedy's leader, or Emily Cohen is your leader, or Nicole is your leader, whoever your leader is, they are going to have a specific time and day next week to share this training with you. And each training is going to be on one topic. So each topic is going to be things that are absolutely crucial to your business and making sure that everybody in our organizations are on the same page. So, and they're just going to be really great because they are recorded. You can listen to them over and over again. And as you become a leader here at WildTree, you'll be able to train your people on the same topics. So you'll become an expert as well. So the first training will be, like I said, the week of April 10th, and the first topic is going to be recruiting. Recruiting is really the backbone, or I guess I could say team building is a better word for it. Team building is really important for you to be successful here and enjoy your business a little bit more. I really didn't know how much fun it was to have a team until I had a team. And then that's when I really started enjoying my business more. It also allows you to work a lot smarter instead of harder with the more people that you bring in. It also helps spread WildTree's mission and really makes this world a little bit better place. I know our mission might sound cheesy having said that, but it's really true. Making mealtime less stressful, more healthy for people across America is really impactful. So building a team, that's the only way to do that. You are only one person and you can't do that all by yourself. So you need help. That's why we have team members. And recruiting and team building is the heart of our business. So that's going to be the topic number one. And your leader will let you know when that training might be. It'll either be on anywhere between April 10th to April 13th. So just stay tuned for that call information. The calls will be every other week up through May, and then they'll be each week. So there's 5 calls. So if you have a pen handy and you want to write this down, the calls will be the week of April 10th, April 24th, May 8th, May 15th, and May 22nd. So not necessarily on those days. They could be on those days, but those weeks for sure, you're going to want to tune into your leader's very important training call. And the second week's training will be on bookings. We all know that having a full calendar is the best way to share WildTree with our own communities and nationwide if you do a Skype workshop or remote workshop. And really making sure that you know how to have a full effective calendar. So that will be the second training. The third training topic is going to be on systems, keeping organization in your office, having systems that are effective and work so that you, again, you're not working harder, you're working much more efficiently, effectively, and not letting things slip through the cracks, especially with your follow-up systems. So that is definitely something that all of us could probably use a little bit of help in, is that organizational piece. So those are the first 3 calls. And those first 3 calls, like I said, are going to be for anybody that just joined WildTree, like today, all the way through the most seasoned rep here at WildTree. So the last 2 calls on May 15th and May 22nd, those will be calls that are a little bit more leader focused. So if you have an aspiration to be a leader here at WildTree, or you've started building a small team, or if you're an LIT, those are calls that you can choose to be on. If you're absolutely brand new and you don't have any team members, then those might not be calls that you're quite ready for. But the good news is they are recorded, so when you are ready for them, your leader can pass those numbers on to you, and you'll be able to get the training that you deserve and need. So we're really excited about that. Any questions? Does that sound good? Are you guys excited about that? Mm-hmm. I know I'm excited about that, because when new leaders and new people join WildTree, it's sort of like, okay, what do we do next? We know we have the basic training document to go through, and we have their first 6 to 8 parties to get through to get their feet wet. But then there are a lot of things that they need skilled up on, because this is all so new. So, any questions? You guys are all so quiet.
We love it. We're so excited.
Good. That's awesome. Jacqueline, why don't you share a little bit about what you learned from your mom's group or whatever networking group this week on follow-up?
Okay.
Being on the
I
spot.
was gonna say.
She's going to post. She'll post to the success page, and she'll also post to the tribe. So
I have my notes right here. That's so exciting. Okay, so we have a really great moms, it's called Mommy's Hiring Mommies group out here, and we have monthly luncheons with speakers, and it's all free. It's really, really great. Yesterday, we had a woman come in and talk to us about follow-up and the fortune in the follow-up. So we've heard that a lot lately. I know Chris Aparizo talked about that at Leadership, and what was really awesome about this is the group is filled with moms and women in all kinds of businesses, from direct sales to professional, like attorneys, doctors, people who, have art, craft businesses and that kind of thing. So it's filled with it's not just geared at direct sales, but this particular topic really applied to, it applied to everybody, but it really applied to us. And what I loved about it was that it piggybacked so well with what we've been trained on and what we know about follow-up and the things that we have talked about in our trainings in the past when it comes to doing your calls or your contacts. We have the stats on the percentage of times it takes to, get in touch with somebody and make a call. And so everything was just really in line with that. So she talked about 7 ways to have fun making sales calls and 7 tips for your follow-up. So I'm going to do, hopefully in the next day or so, a live, like a Facebook Live, and post it. I can post it to our different pages with the 7 tips. So I love that it aligned with what we already are doing. And also it was really like how to have fun doing it. She talked about having, I'll go over the 7 tips and then I'll highlight them later in the call. But the first was having a valid business reason for your call. So not just calling to say like, hey, how's it going? How are your meals? But really to have a valid business reason for your call. Number 2, she talked about warming up with your favorite song. So before you start your calls, like to warm up with your favorite song and sing it, blast it, just like get in that fun mood, that song that makes you happy. She talked a lot about like what Jennifer Robinson has talked to us about, your brain on stress versus your brain relaxed, and listening to that song helps you get less stressed about picking up the phone and wondering, how is it going to go? To put your smile on. So when you're making your calls, how effective it is to have a smile on the other end of the phone, that people can really sense that you're happy and excited to talk to them. Sorry. To grab a pencil, and a call form, which we have our customer care forms. So really you could just grab those customer care forms and flip them over, and that can be your call form. Mm-hmm. She talked about kind of making a graph with their wants and needs. So you can take notes as you talk to them about their wants and needs, and not interrupt them as they're talking. And then also our questions and ideas. So we want to know their wants and needs, but we also want to jot down the questions we might have for them and our ideas on how we can serve them, but to have them written down so you're not just interjecting. This is in line with having a meaningful conversation too, to let them talk. And if we have our notes, then we aren't going to say like, oh yeah, I can help you. Oh yeah, this is perfect for you. But we can wait until they have told us their wants and needs before we give them our ideas. Number 5 is to have an easy yes offer. This was something new for me, and I'll go into it more, but basically is like, is now a good time to talk? They can easily say yes to that. To maybe have something that you're willing to offer them. Maybe it's a menu planner, something that's, an easy, maybe free offer for them. Number 6, to always ask for a next step. So that may be on your voicemail, because we get lots of voicemails. You call me back, let me know a date that would be good to follow up with. I'm always having just the next thing on the calendar. And then number 7 was to visualize yourself successful. And she said this is actually probably the first thing you should do before you get started with your calls, but was to just visualize visualize your goals for those calls, visualize yourself successful, visualize making, that having that full calendar, or jumping up to leadership, or making a certain income, or paying off a credit card, or paying for a vacation, whatever it is, to visualize yourself as successful before you even start making the calls. So it was awesome. And so much of it was in line with what Jennifer has taught us, what we've learned, from, back from Lynn Conway and Sonar and everything. So I'm excited to go in deeper for you. I hope that would be fun for you guys to hear.
Yeah. Would you guys love to have that training from Jacqueline on a video? Awesome.
I'll pretend that I am a expert.
You are an expert. Yes. You don't have to pretend, you are. So that's great. Thank you, Jacqueline, so much. I love that. Those are awesome tips. I love those. One of the things I also wanted to make sure I plugged was our national conference. How many people on the call are signed up for national conference? I think everybody in this room is. What about over there in Arkansas? Who's signed up? Oh no, I see one hand. I need to see more hands in that room. Yay, 2 hands, woo, 3 hands, 2.5 hands. Come on, 4, yeah. We're gonna go for 4. Who's gonna be next?
I think Laura, one of our reps out here, Laura, is signed up.
Great, yeah, she is. I was really excited to see 2 Californians making the expensive flight in. Exciting. Our tickets are cheaper. So, awesome. Anyone on the phone coming to conference?
I'm coming to conference.
Yay, who's that?
Dawn.
Dawn, yay, Dawn, that's awesome. You're coming from where, Dawn?
Florida.
Oh, Florida, that's great. Good for you.
I'm coming.
Who's that?
Rula.
Yay, Rula. Of course Rula's coming. Good. That's awesome. Yeah, there's really, barring not already having plans, there's really no excuse not to come to conference. There's a payment plan now, so you don't even have to pay for conference up front, just a little bit each month. Travel expenses can be spent and dispersed throughout the month. Really from each party, if you set aside $20 or so, you can easily have conference paid for between now and July. Just make sure you have a full calendar and set aside that little stash, and voila, conference is easily paid for if you feel like money is an issue. If you feel like getting away from your kids is an issue, we can promise you'll have the best time. You will not miss them. And you can always swap babysitting with a friend, promise to watch her kids when you get back and vice versa. So it's really doable. Just talk to your upline leader about strategies for getting to conference. With WildTree 2.0, it's just going to be so crucial to your business that you be there. Okay? That's it. I'm not going to say, Nad, it's okay, don't go. You really just need to be there. What else do I want to share? Conference. What about anything exciting with all of you? Does anybody want to share anything that's going well, some positives? It can be from the smallest thing, like I just got a new team member, to the biggest thing, like I'm promoting to leader next month. What about you guys giggling there in Sacramento? Anybody just launching? Okay, Leah's going to come off mute. I think they have some exciting things to share in Arkansas.
Hey, I'm super excited. I just got a rep on it. We are in the northwest corner of the state, and so I just got a rep kind of in central eastern Arkansas that has already done really well in direct sales in another area. But anyway, she is super excited to open it up to all of eastern and central Arkansas. So
Yay!
about that.
That's awesome. Very exciting. Good for you. It's always nice to get reps in new areas because the whole United States is so untouched.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And she's also from Atlanta, and I don't know that there are that many in Atlanta either.
No, there's not very many anywhere in the entire country.
Yeah. So she is planning on going home too and doing parties there as well. So.
Oh, good. That's great. Anyone else at Nicole's? Leah's?
Actually, you should say something.
Yeah, you're rocking it.
Because she's not going to say anything. if
Can you
don't
see
put her on the
hang on.
spot. Well, I'm just going to brag on Ashton, who did over $2,000 worth of
Oh,
sales.
that's so
And
great.
recruited 2 people, one of whom is already bonus qualified.
Wow, Panama. Trip tracker.
That's awesome.
Who else is tracking for the trip? Panama. You are.
Oddly enough, I'm doing a bit of recruiting lines and I am Samsung.
Yeah.
Well, we're really excited for that that recruiting piece. Usually, sales and points wise, those are the 2 easier categories typically. But I think we're going to have a new wave of a new team building culture here with Wild Tree 2.0. So that's why it's going to be really exciting for you to tune into that training next week, because I think that will really help all of you really make that goal of getting to Panama. We want you on that trip with us, every single one of you.
Maria, I'm excited about learning more about how to attract wealth builders instead of more just product lovers.
That is going to come in this training next week, and with the new changes that Wild Tree is making for the future, the very near future, that will be the case. I think you will start attracting more wealth builders, and that's really going to come from your energy as well, and your words and the things you choose to say to attract people to Wild Tree. That's why the training is going to be so important. So good. I'm glad you shared that. Anyone else? I'm going to brag on Abby Leffert. I always say her name wrong because I want to call her Abby Hankey because that's her real name. Abby, real quick, because she's in Florida right now, and she had a Wild Tree tasting party while she was on vacation. She happens to be at her mom and dad's, who have a house part-time in Florida, and she took advantage of being there and had a party. She also got a potential team member, and she had like a $600 party. So it was a really good way to write off. She can now write off her entire vacation. I'm not even kidding you. She can write the whole vacation off. And she will, she got sales, she got new customers, and a potential new team member. So when you do travel, especially if you're going to go see a girlfriend from college or go on a girls trip somewhere, or you're going to see your aunt in another state or your grandma or whatever, when you travel, really take advantage of being in a new area, because you can really get some great new customers that way. So, and write off your trip. So it's a real good tax advantage. So I wanted to make sure I shared that.
Well, none of us in this room would be here if Leisha hadn't done that when she
Oh,
went
that's right.
in Arkansas
Yeah.
and Leah's house.
That's right. That's right. I remember when she went and did that too. It was right after some event that we already had here, and she hopped on a plane and Arkansas. That's awesome.
point.
Yeah.
Right.
So, anytime you can travel for your workshops, while remote workshops are awesome, it's really fun to be able to physically be in those new locations as well, because you do have a little bit more of an impact when you're there in person. So you can always write those trips off. What else did I want to share? What else? Jamie, Emily, Amy, anything else?
You covered everything. You did mention conference.
Yeah. The trip, it's still super early in the trip tracking period. We've only gone through 2 months of the trip tracking period. So we've still got, 11 more months. But you want to really stay consistent. One of the statistics that I just learned is that to really grow your business, you need to be bringing in at least 3 new team members every single month. If you have at least 3 new people joining you every month, your business is actually in a growth state. If you're bringing in 2 new team members every month, your business is in a maintaining state. You're going to stay right where you're at. And if you're bringing in less than that, you're in a decline. So I don't want that to sound like harsh, like, oh my gosh, you brought in 0 people last month, you're declining. But you're really absolutely not growing. And if you continue to bring in 0 people, you just will continue to decline, because you can't do this business all by yourself. You really can't continue to do all of the workshops every single month for yourself and expect to get an income that you're worth, because you're all worth more than just that 40% on your personal sales, or that 25% on your personal sales. You're worth more than that, and we want to touch people nationwide. So does that make sense? Is that kind of staggering or an aha for anyone? It was a big aha for me. I thought, oh my gosh. And I kind of went back and analyzed my business over the years, and I thought, yeah, 3 is definitely the magic number for growing your business. And that's every single month.
So how many people should people get in front of to get those 3?
That's a great point, Jamie. So Jamie said, how many people should you be in front of to get those 3 people? Typically 1 out of every 10 will want to join Wild Tree. If you ask them directly and personally, not just in a room, like, during your demo, just very personal one-on-one. If you can connect with 10 people, 10 new people, 1 out of every 10 will be interested. So you need to be in front of, I guess, at least 30 people.
A month, which is how many workshops?
That's at least, at least 10 people at an event. So that would be at least 3 events, if not 4, because we don't always get 10 people at every single event. So I would say to have at least 4 events a month in order to get in front of 30 new people and ask them to join Wild Tree and share this opportunity with them. So that's sort of the magic number.
This may seem like common sense, but I'm just going to remind you, because as I mentioned, I think we all kind of talked on a leader call that April and May are rough months because of spring breaks and all that kind of stuff. Host your own. I don't have a full calendar this month in April. It's very, very slim. I'm planning hosting my own workshop here at the end of April at my house. And because of that, I feel like I can offer some things to the people that are coming, like incentives, and be willing to give up some of my customer rewards, hostess rewards. And I'm not saying you have to do that, but just always remembering that you guys can be hosting your own when you feel like your calendar's not where you want it to be. Do a Facebook event, do a make and take. Jamie's been posting a little bit about, having people just come over and use your spices and your oils and bring over a pound of beef and chicken or something, and that doesn't cost them anything. Just invite people over to your house and just keep trying to fill your calendar.
For sure. And Abby's really good at coming up with swanky new ways to entice people to get to your house. She did a Mom's Mimosas Mealtime Solution Party, and it was really fun because she did a brunch with everybody and did mimosas, and she had a great $800 tasting because everybody was like, ooh, mimosas, brunch, sounds great. I'm coming over to Abby's house. She's done margaritas and mealtime solution parties if you want to do something in the evening and do a taco bar. Just cute new ways to get people to come over. You could do a salad in a jar party. You could just ways to get in front of people and get people to listen to how Wild Tree can make their life a little bit easier and healthier. One thing I did recently was I did a fundraising event for our school, and I shared this on the leader call, but I'll share here too for the reps. But we did a great gatherings, and our great gathering for the school was a parent-child workshop. So everybody brought their one child with them, and we put together 4 meals for the crock pot, and all of the proceeds went to the school. But I got in front of 5 new families, and they all now want to menu plan with Wild Tree. One's going to have a party. She wants to have a mommy and me type workshop at her house. One wants to do Wild Tree regularly and just kind of do the kits on a regular basis. And a couple of others are interested in that as well. So it was a great way just to get in front of new faces and let people at the school know what kind of services I had to offer. If anybody has questions about that, I can share on the success page, or you can ask me now. We have about 8 minutes until we get kicked off, but about 1 or 2 minutes left before we should probably say goodbye since it's 12:30.
In that situation, Maria, when you only do 4 bags, you just bought the individual products?
Yes.
And then did you print off recipes for people?
Okay. I printed off
recipes.
They didn't get the pretty version. No, it was just black and white copies because I had to cut and paste the recipes. And it was just a la carte items that I got to make the 4 bags. And they didn't go home with any leftover product or anything like that. They just went home with their 4 meals, had a great time. I had a taco bar, I had wine, the kids all played together. It was just a really great building community through my school. So, and it was just a great way to network and connect with new people. They were all people that I'm not really friends with at the school. It wasn't just like my buddies from school. It was people that I really don't ever socialize with, but was happy to get to know them and know their kids more. And my kids were excited to play with some new kids.
How did you do the invites for that?
The invites I did through a flyer. We already do these great gatherings once a month at the school. So I got in touch with the mom who's in charge of these great gatherings and said, I'd like to host one. She said that I wasn't allowed to put the Wild Tree logo on my flyer, but everything else was, all about mealtime solutions. And I put the recipes that we were going to make on there. I put kind of like the brief instructions that they would get a grocery list and bring their cooler and do these 4 bags for the crock pot. So yeah, I did a flyer, and that seemed to work out really well. And I think people liked doing it, knowing that the money was going to go to the school, but it got me future business.
And did they pay? What did they pay you? $35?
They paid $35 for the 4 meals. That's the cost of the product retail. Minus my discount, I was able to give $15 to the school per person, and I just used the $20 to go towards the towards the Wild Tree. And then all the food that I provided that night, it was just out of my pocket. But that was my kind of contribution, again, to the school. So, and I did a taco bar. It was not expensive. And it was super yummy. Like, everybody loved it, and it was so easy. Like, it was easier than doing appetizers, honestly. It was so much easier to just do beans, rice, tacos, and feature a ton of Wild Tree products. Any questions? All right, I think that covers it. Just to summarize, please stay tuned to your leaders training that is coming out next week. Like I said, the first topic's on recruiting. You're going to get an email from them. It'll probably be posted to your team's Facebook page, to the Success page, Tribe page, Dynamite page. All of those pages, you are going to get a heads up to what time and what day your particular training will be held.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
We do. This, in the Hostess rewards in the catalog, where it says if you book a party, you get a half price item. That's one of the rewards that you can get for booking a party.
Yes.
How do you award that to the future hostess?
Because we only see it on new customers, but if she already inputted a customer and she comes to our party and wants to host, there's no option for her to put in that she booked a party or has had one.
We don't know.
I would probably just put it on a party and then
Give it.
give it to her later or finagle it. I mean, I'm always.
I think, is there a way though in the system?
So Taylor talked to FSS and found the way to do it.
If it's a new customer, it'll show up.
But not an existing customer?
Right.
I didn't
So
know.
that, I don't know if there's, if all of the new things that the directors are bringing to FSS and home office, if that's something we could simplify for our onboarding.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Thank you. It's
Because I've always done it like Emily, you know.
Yeah. Maybe submit a ticket so that it's on their radar and
Yeah.
or even email and then copy yourself and then follow up if you don't hear anything, or next time you call home office for something else, whatever, you can ask.
Yeah, we'll both submit tickets and then we can get 2 in there.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I wish I had a better answer.
I know. I know I've asked her before and I have never called to find out. So I just wanted to say it out loud. So
Yeah. Now it's recorded.
I know.
So it doesn't help if you're linking a tasting later.
Well, it doesn't help if they've been a customer before, I guess.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that there was a spot for it.
right. And so we found that part out, but then it's one of those things that it could be so much easier if we knew how to do it.
Well, that detail was not mentioned on any director, so that's not in their radar.
Yeah, it's not on their radar.
That's not a 2.0.
Yeah, it's not on the 2.0.
Right.
We could make it be on the 2.0 if we bring it to their attention. Maybe it's a quick fix. Who knows?
But yeah, exactly.
All right. Anything else? Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you're really excited for Wild Tree 2.0, and we're going to get started with that next week. Okay?
Okay.
Bye. Bye, girls.
Hosting.